Day 3 is in the books, and we are out in shells. That's helmet and shoulder pads. So it's going to be a much more physical day today. Got the usual drills. We're pretty much just going to be going through these same drills. It looks like every day, unless they give the media a little bit more coverage. I think that on Tuesday, they gave the media a little bit more coverage than they had on Monday and today. But as of right now, it just looks like it is the normal ones and twos. Start off indoors and then move to the outside and looking at some quarterback work. Chaz Nimrod is a name that has consistently been coming up. He's looking really good. Happy to see him taking that step forward. Obviously, Squirrel is still continuing to do what he does. And I'll tell you something else. I really enjoy watching some of these backup quarterbacks. They all look really good. Gaston Moore, Navy Schuler, and, obviously Nico. They all look really, really good. So it's very important, clearly, in this long season grind to have multiple options at quarterback. You just never know what could happen. God forbid something like that does happen. But I think that we're looking really, really good. Joe looks dialed. Again, Chaz looks really good. That was a nice catch. Heard a lot of people talking about that catch. Looked really, really natural doing it. And, I heard some better things today about Nathan Laycock. And, he's definitely a guy that's going to have to step it up for sure. Or, at least I would like to see him step up. Offensive line, we're still, I think that there may be a little bit of an issue. I know that Mincy is playing right as of today, or at least that's where they have him at. And then they've got John Campbell starting off at left tackle. And, I heard something earlier today, just kind of like, sounds like Mincy is kind of pouting about having to move to right, and he feels like he should be playing left. But, Darnell Wright was actually in attendance today at practice, and he told him he's going to have to move on past that, and he's going to have to step up for this team. And, there's just no telling what will transpire. Usually what you have is your right tackle is going to be a better run blocker, and the left tackle is usually a little bit better pass blocker. So one of the knocks, well, I don't really want to call it a knock, but one of the things that I did notice from John Campbell's film is that he doesn't like a very strong run blocker. He's really good in pass protection. And it's not that he's a bad run blocker, but you just don't really see him moving bodies. He does get himself positioned in a good spot to, just kind of like wall him off, but he's not a body mover. So Mincy is much more of a body mover. So that's probably why he's there. Guys look really, really comfortable. Aaron Beasley, he looks really good. And obviously, Arian Carter, has been a lot of talk about him. He looks really good too. Keenan Pili, for sure, he's looking great. We have so much depth at so many different places. Obviously, I think that the transfer portal opens back up after spring. So it's going to be interesting to see how many guys we can retain on this current roster. In my opinion, I think everyone should stay. I don't really see anyone being a guy that would need to leave. That would usually be some of the upperclassmen, maybe like a junior or a senior that's not going to get any playing time. But with how much depth we have, I believe that we will rotate players enough that everyone's going to be able to get some decent playing time, especially on defense. With this offense, I expect them to score at a better clip than they did last year. So, hey, we're going to have to keep bodies fresh on defense. A lot of these guys are going to get an opportunity. I think everyone in the entire secondary last season got a chance to get some serious playing time. So it's just no telling what's going to transpire. Hopefully we can retain everybody. Danico Slaughter for sure looks like a guy that is stepping up. D. Williams, he looks really good. He looks good in this drill right here. Like to see him get that nice pop right here. And here's Jordan Matthews, the freshman. He definitely looks like he's going to be playing early for sure. Here's Gabe Judy Lolly, the transfer from BYU. And that right there didn't look too good. He's going to have to bring a little bit more pop than that. Not quite sure what was going on with that. We need to see him be a little bit more physical. But yeah, we haven't got to see a whole lot of the defensive backs doing tackle work, so it's good to see how they look. That was one of the things last season, at least for me personally. I didn't really like how, I guess, unphysical our secondary was, and it's good. It looks like we've got some guys that want to step up and play more physical this season. Now, this right here, I believe this could be from yesterday. This is just like an extra clip, but you can see the difference in the size of the running backs. And I know we talked about this yesterday. One of the things that kind of shocked me was seeing that Deshaun Bishop looks like he is actually one of our bigger backs in that group. So I was not expecting that at all. And right here, this is also from yesterday, some linebacker work, something that that we weren't able to get on yesterday, but wanted to make sure that y'all could see this. I think that these are some pretty good drills. Definitely like to see them engaging in blocks and disengaging and seeing that pop. I think that they're the most fun to watch on defense, especially going through these drills, because they've got that size and speed, and they're just explosive as heck. Everybody who's doing this drill right now for the linebackers look really, really good. On defense, the linebackers will more than likely be our strongest group. So far, they look like they are. It's kind of hard to tell until we can get a little bit further, at least into spring, and see how they look from an X's and O's perspective. But just going through these drills and the type of athletes that they are, for sure, this is one of the strongest linebacking cores that we've had in quite some time. So it's a far cry away from what we had last year, and we've got a lot of bodies to work with. I think that we can get creative on defense, and we'll probably see some exotic blitzes. You know, we've got linebackers that can also cover very well. So I think that our defense is going to take a tremendous step forward. And, you know, it's just pretty much going to be on if that offensive line can hold up as well as they did last season, and what type of a player are we going to get on a consistent basis from Joe Milton. He sounded very confident in his press conference today. They also interviewed Nathan Laycock, Nico, Ethan Davis, and you know, they all sounded very, very confident. So they all spoke well. So really looking forward to seeing what that group's going to do as a whole. But for sure, we just want to make sure that we're getting that good Joe and that consistent Joe that we've been seeing since the Orange Bowl. And if that Joe Milton shows up, it is going to be it's going to be a hell of a season. I would be hard pressed to see us, you know, being on the outside looking in of the playoff picture. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. But just from what I'm seeing here, and based off of what I know, this coaching staff is going to bring what they were able to do with the roster last year. I feel very, very confident that we're going to make a strong push and that this team could potentially be even better than it was last season. So it's yet to be seen. And right here, we got Keenan Pili. Look at the way that's a bench press. Same thing that we saw in his film. And right here, we've got them doing a little angle tackling, some form tackling. For sure, Herring is a guy that I think he's poised to get a lot of playing time. Actually, Ethan Davis, I think he was talking about Will Albright, and he said that he took a shot earlier today. I guess he kind of got blindsided, but he said that was his welcome to college football moment. So, you know, it's always good to hear these guys enjoy that physical contact, especially with Ethan Davis just now being cleared and he's able to get out there and be physical. So he's a guy that we are looking for a lot out of. I would anticipate this season. We spoke about it on Tuesday, but the tight end room isn't the deepest. We really need to get a lot of production out of the three mainstays that we have there in Jacob Warren, Castles, and Ethan Davis. I think that they're all going to rotate in significantly, and we'll see we'll see at least two of them out on the field. I would say at least 40% of the time on offense. So that's it for this video. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see y'all on the next practice. Thanks. Peace.